Hello, my name is Krister DCG. I'm working as the Technology Transfer Officer at Mektori, and I'm also responsible for the international relations of Mektori. Welcome to Mektori. We are Taltech, Tallinn University of Technology's Innovation and Business Center. And what we do here is, first of all, we are growing our future students, which means we have a School of Technology where we hold and conduct robotics classes, classes for different kind of IT, programming. We teach young kids already to be active on not just the playing around with the computers, but knowing what is inside there and what you can use them for good reasons. And then we are Technology Transfer Center for the university, which means that we build bridges between the industry and the university. We sell the IP or license the intellectual property of whatever our professors or doctors, masters create. And then we are also the demo center of different innovation that has been created here. Starting from June this year, you can see the self-driving car in our premises. You can see this, our students created formula car. You can see different interesting things. Like, for example, also our space program has satellites that are going into the space this summer. So we have these nano satellites around here. That was for me the biggest surprise when I entered this house for the first time, that the satellites can be that small. They really are, like 10 times 10 centimeters. Yes, and we are going to build an Earth station on the roof of this building so we can communicate with these satellites from here. So you can also see that center, how you can communicate with the satellites here. There are quite many big success stories, but Mektori, working as the university's window or door to the world, the success stories that we are showing here are the success stories of the university. So, for example, at the moment, we have a flagship of innovation that is the autonomous vehicle. Our students built a self-driving car in 1 year. It's a collaboration with a private company that invested 50% of the money needed to build this, and then 50% came from the university. Self-driving car, this contract was signed on the 1st of June 2017, and we received the body from the factory 1st of June 2018. So it took us exactly 1 year to create this car. And the first public drive was done by our rector and the former Finnish Prime Minister, Mr. Alexander Stubb, on the 17th of September, which was the 100th birthday of our university. Well, it's pretty much mainly vice versa, so that the entrepreneurs support the education here. But of course, to create a workforce for the entrepreneurs, they need the university to teach their forthcoming workers to the extent that they can be available and good workforce from the beginning for the entrepreneurs. So this is what we do here, and also through the innovation cooperation. So, for example, if a company has something that is not existing in the world yet, and they want something to be created, then our professors and students can be used for their knowledge and their will and our labs to create something that is needed for the entrepreneurs. The power of Mectory is to be a platform for different faculties of the university. Here is where these intersectoral projects can be held and like bring the different faculties together. For example, let's take this self-driving car again. It's part IT, it's part electronics and part of mechatronics and mechanics. So these people are from different areas or different faculties of the university. And here is where they can be brought together. We have entrepreneurship classes in all of our study programs. So we want the students to understand that it's very easy to create a company around their idea. And this is the way for the future, for one of the ways for the future for them also to create their own company and not to work for somebody. And usually people get more excited when they invest their time and efforts into something. So the product or service that they will create has a bigger success rate because there is the creator's mind and efforts behind it. In Estonia, startups do well. I guess quite many startups are created through competitions. And once they go through a competitive process, the better ones survive and they are becoming real startups. And then they have also a higher success rate. Whereas I also think that quite many maybe don't succeed, but once you are in the community of startups, these people tend to have a serial entrepreneurship mind. So if something doesn't work, they do something else. They don't fall back and, okay, this didn't work. But they create something better, something more interesting, and then they try again. And then they also succeed more if they do more. At Mectory, we have a maker's lab, for example, so they can make prototypes here. We have different funding programs, again, done or conducted through processes of competition, like, for example, Prototron or Starter Tech, where the winners will get both mentoring and funding. Or Starter Tech, for example, has a prize of a free office for half a year. So, startups, they don't have time to eat or sleep, but they need a space where to create stuff and to cooperate on. So we provide them this facility. The third as startups per capita in Europe. I think that this startup scene has been active for quite some time already, and it has shown us what works and what doesn't. So we have done already quite extensive pre-work for how to mentor, and also finding out some of the VCs, not just locally, but also globally, so we can help out these startups maybe a little bit easier way or faster way. So the friends of Delta Consulting Group are the friends of Taltech, and you are very welcome to join us here to see where the innovation is